Welcome in a stick drift, episode
Welcome
8.
back. Unless it's your first
Randy.
time.
True.
just welcome.
In which case, welcome. We're almost double digits. We got to do something special for 10. We have to do something really special for every new digit added on.
No, we don't.
It won't happen very often. We can
Yeah.
make something work. But how you doing, Randy?
Good. How are you?
Doing all right. Got a lot of gaming in. Finished quite a few games this week.
I sort of did.
I don't even know
So
what that could
mostly some Pokemon Go stuff, and then I've been waiting for Forza Horizon 6. And I
That's
was
fair.
in that stage where it's I was so excited for one game that I just didn't really want to play anything else.
I
So I just kind of replayed Dishonored because that took no time at all. It's a really short game.
Hell yeah.
And that game's amazing. But yeah, that's pretty much all I did up until today when the early Forza Horizon stuff happened.
Hell yeah. We're going to jump right into the Spotlight segment because we don't have a ton of stuff to talk about this week. We're going to be doing Spotlight segment like we normally do. And then our main topic this week is games that we hope to hear updates from during Summer Games Fest. I wish I had the dates pulled up. Give me 2 seconds because it's always early June. And funny enough, I usually react to...
I can help a little bit. I looked it up recently. It's in 21 days. I don't know when that adds up to, but
I can tell you, June 5th to June. So it's Friday, June 5th to Monday, June 8th. And it's funny because I always live react to the Xbox showcase during this, but I'm going to be in Milwaukee at Milwaukee Metal Fest this year for it. So no live reaction. But
I just saw a Good Kid on Wednesday.
I was going to ask who you went to go see in concert. Hell yeah, how was it?
It's amazing. Honestly, their shows, especially for the price. It's depending on when you're going and where you're going, it's $35 to $50 a ticket. And they put on such a good show for that price. They do so much crowd interaction. I know this isn't a music thing, but they did a pirate theme night, so they encourage everybody to dress up like pirates. And then
That's
for
sick.
one of the songs, they didn't decide what song they had next, so they had two people go into the back of the crowds, and then they threw out an inflatable raft, and the vocalist jumped out and sailed out into the crowd and had them carry him to the song they wanted while Pirates of the Caribbean music was playing.
That's so cool.
Then they brought some dude up on stage and had him playing Clone Hero along to one of their songs.
Dude, wait, that's awesome. That's actually sick.
Yeah, no, they're a great time to go see. Even if you're it's indie music, but even if you're not a fan, they do so much fun stuff. It's
very different from the stuff that I went to see because I just went to see a couple shows recently. I saw Sepultura for their farewell tour. Last time in North America it was with Exodus, Biohazard, and Tribal Gaze. It was fucking sick. Biohazard, have you heard of them?
Yeah.
Okay, let me tell you. They're probably in their 60s now, and they are no different than when they were 20. It is the most amount of attitude I've ever seen on a stage at once from the oldest dudes I've seen on stage at once, and it's just a little ridiculous to me, but I loved it. They were they put on a good show.
Awesome.
Yeah. But yeah, so Summer Games Fest, we're going to be talking about what we want to hear from that, and then we're going to close today with, instead of a top 5 that we normally have been doing, we're going to do a draft. I've seen Co-op 64 do a bunch of them. I've seen other channels on TikTok do stuff like that, and it's so much fun. So I want us to do our first, and that draft is going to be drafting our top 5 Xbox exclusives. To which Randy then replied first when I asked him with, are there 5 of those? So that was a good question.
Yeah.
And we're going to find out. We're going to see what we can do.
Yeah.
But, Randy, I think I'll start the Spotlight segment, considering I have so goddamn much to talk about. I'll keep everything briefer. But the first game I want to talk about is one that I finished, and I know just you seeing what I was going to talk about on the script and everything, had some questions about it, but I played Mixtape. And this is a game that has had a lot of conflicting discussion around it.
Yeah, I've seen mostly positive stuff, but there's been a couple of things I wanted to point out and just maybe get some clarification on, if not just your opinion, if it turns out to be true. But
yeah, totally. My experience with Mixtape, it's a short game. It took me, I got all the achievements because it's not much to do aside from just beating the game. So altogether with all that, it took me 4 hours. It's very short.
Really?
Yeah.
I thought it was a little longer than that.
No, believe it or not, it's very short. It's on Game Pass, so I don't. If I had to guess, there's no way that this game is more than $20. Um, but I know the developer made the Artful Escape. Okay, yeah, it's 20. 20 on
Okay,
Xbox.
yeah,
You can
that's
save
probably fine then.
Yeah. Um, so a very short experience. It's basically a walking sim with like different mini games as you're going through, and mini games is very loose when I say that.
Yeah, I heard there was like one where it was like one of them actually sounded kind of cool. Like there's a lot of like music stuff involved, obviously with the game, like called Mixtape, and
Yep.
like nodding your head along to the song and like stuff like that line.
Yeah. Yeah. So a lot of stuff like that. Then there are some like different God, like one of them is like you're in a shopping cart going down the road trying to evade the cops, and you kind of got to move out of the way of the different cars and stuff like that. Like very, very minuscule gameplay like that. But what this game does more so, because a lot of the stuff I've been hearing with this game is it's an easy recommendation to anyone. And let me tell you, not a shot, not a shot. I think this game. The reason that this game has been getting such high scores is because for what it's trying to do, it's doing unbelievably well. Like that's where the IGN 10 out of 10 is coming from. Like I've seen the discourse of like IGN gave this a 10 and they gave Crimson Desert a 6, and it's because like for what Crimson Desert is doing, there's room for improvement. What Mixtape is trying to do, it's doing damn well. So it's hard to not give it a good score, but it's not a game I would recommend to most people. What this game is, it's a good coming of age story about this group of teens that, you know, are all about partying. They're all about drinking and smoking and whatever. And it's one of those games where it's an easy recommendation to people because it'll get them to relive those memories of like saying goodbye to like high school friends, moving out and doing this thing. And Randy, let me tell you something. If there's a game that I cannot relate to in the goddamn slightest, I'm not out there drinking, I'm not out there smoking, I still live at home, and I have not said goodbye to most of my high school friends. You are the only one that's literally moved, and not only, I actually see you more now because we're doing the podcast.
Yeah,
so
I've moved like 3 or 4 times.
Yeah, so I don't even remember those times. I never talked to you. So it's one of those games where like it is easy to relate to for a lot of people, and you'll find very emotional moments in that. But if you're not looking to be in your feels, and you're not like if you're someone who just plays shooters, who's hopping on playing those multiplayer games, there's not a shot in hell I would recommend this.
Yeah.
So
that was most of the complaints that I've seen were like this. It seemed like it was just like a wasn't for you thing rather than the game itself wasn't good.
100%.
Just like a walking sim, like it could have been a movie, like that kind of thing. Especially with because I think one of the critiques I saw was like somebody who was saying they like the Telltale games and stuff or Dispatch. But with this, there's no branching storylines or decisions to make, so it's not like there's really any even replayability up to it. So it's like even if you like that kind of stuff, this could still be like not necessarily for you because once you finish it, it's just that's the story. And that's one of those, hey, if that's what they set out to do and it's good and that's what you want, sure. But it's big on if that's what you want. Like
that's exactly it. And like you said, with no replayability, it's very much a one and done deal, which is why it's like if you're the kind of person that doesn't buy a lot of games and you're trying to save your money and figure out where to put it, it's still hard for me to tell you to put it here. It is very emotional, and if that is your kind of thing and this interests you in the slightest, do it. Like,
or if you have Game Pass and need to kill a couple hours and like this kind of thing,
100% recommend then. But otherwise, it's very difficult to recommend it in that sense. But I enjoyed my time with it. Some of the mini games were very off-putting. I will say, in certain situations, it is a very funny game. Like, even for one that I can't relate to, there were still moments where I'm just like, this is hilarious the way it's worded. The developers were on Kind of Funny, and they did like an interview with them before the game came out, which is actually what pushed me to try the game, because otherwise it probably would have gotten added to Game Pass, and I would have looked at it and been like, maybe at some point I'll give it a shot. But this was it came out May 7th, and I played it on May 7th kind of deal. But those developers are very funny people, like just talking in the studio. And I was like, if this translates at all to the game, there's going to be enough moments that make me go like, that's fucking ridiculous. And it did. So
awesome. Yeah.
So that's my thoughts on Mixtape. And the day after I finished Mixtape, I was like, I want to play this game. So the next game I'm going to talk about, much briefer, is Motorslice. Now, this is a game that popped onto my radar like a couple days before it came out. Have you heard of this game at all?
No.
Yeah. So the way I had heard it being talked about was it's a lot of parkour sections like Mirror's Edge, which I've never played, but I've heard good things about.
Yeah, I've played it. It's good.
And the bulk of the game is like Shadow of the Colossus if the Colossi were construction vehicles. And I'm like, what does that even mean? So I'll tell you exactly what that means. Instead of Colossus number 3, it's a dump truck. Instead of Colossus number 6, it's a tractor. It's fucking absurd.
Okay.
This is also a very short game. At the end of it, it took me just under 7 hours. Again, I got all the achievements because there wasn't much to do aside from the main story. I was much lower on this game than anticipated. And like I said, I've never played Mirror's Edge, so I've never used the parkour in it. So I'm going to preface this by saying I think it was more of a user issue than it was the game's fault. But man, easily at least 70% of the time, that character was not doing what I thought it was supposed to. And because of that, I died so many times.
Have you played Ghost Runner?
No, I have not.
Ghost Runner is a similar...
No, I played Ghostwire. Ghostwire Tokyo? That's a different game.
Not that.
Completely
different.
different.
It's like a very, very fast parkour-y, more combat than Mirror's Edge.
Okay.
But like it's like sci-fi, like katana. You're flying through, cutting people up, and that game's insanely fun. But it kind of has the super hot thing of like you get hit once, you die, so you're retrying a lot, and that got me annoyed. Mirror's Edge doesn't have that. Mirror's Edge is much more like parkour, and like it's more chill if you're not that great at it, but if you're really good at it, like it's pretty crazy. Cool. Yeah.
Okay. So, yeah, basically what I'll say is I think I just went into this game not knowing exactly what it was supposed to be, because what I will say is when you're fighting the chapter bosses and it is the puzzle of like, all right, I have this gigantic construction vehicle ahead of me. How do I get up? How do I get there? How do I get on top kind of thing? So when you're doing the puzzle boss fight kind of thing, it is what it does at its best, I think. It's so cool. But I wasn't having enough fun with the parkour sections, and the regular enemies were so, like, they were so easy to kill, but also, like, if you just missed an input, you would die, and then you have to restart the section, in addition to dying from the parkour, that it was like, am I really loving this? Like I said, it's a short game. It is also on Game Pass. So, if that Shadow of the Colossus thing interests you at all, and you have Game Pass, download it, give it 30 minutes, you'll finish chapter 1, and you'll know exactly if you want to continue the game, because the boss fights are so goddamn cool, but the rest of the game dragged for me because I probably wasn't good at it. Like I said, I can't blame the game yet, but I want to.
Yeah.
But it might be a user error thing because I'm not the best at that stuff. But very interesting game. I also, again, not knowing much about it, this was very like you're playing as like a female protagonist, and there were some very odd scenes because like this wasn't a very story heavy game, but every once in a while you'll get like a break where you click a button and then you talk to like your orb companion that is kind of like the cameraman, like giving you your point of view. But then like every once in a while it'll give you the option to flirt with the main character, and I was just like, didn't know that's what this game was about either. Very if that's your thing, that's your thing. But it certainly wasn't mine, and I wasn't prepared for it. And man, did it take me off guard. But
I have a similar vein, but kind of in a very different direction that I kind of want to just bring up really quick. Have you heard? A lot of people have been talking about a show called Rooster recently. Have you watched that?
I have never even heard of it.
It's a sitcom starring Steve Carell from The Office, and it also has. It was created by Bill Lawrence, so from Scrubs creator. So I was like, holy shit, that sounds really cool. I got to watch this. And I watched the first episode so far. Very funny. But wow, was the B plot to that episode incredibly weird. Like, it didn't feel great. Like, it was like Steve Carell's like the main character, and his daughter is at like a university. And there's like a little bit of like a quote unquote scandal, kind of, because like her husband also worked there and then cheated on her with one of the students. And so there was this weird like scene where Steve Carell's character is like, and it was a recent thing. It wasn't like years ago. Like he recently cheated and was still with this younger student of a character. And Steve Carell's character was like encouraging her to like try and get him back. And she was also like, yeah, I want to get him back. And it was like, he cheated on you like a week ago, 2 weeks ago. Like, this feels, why would your dad be like, go get him? Like, that doesn't feel like, that feels weird.
That's odd. That's
Yeah.
odd. I've never heard of the show. What's it on?
HBO.
Okay.
It was very funny, that episode, but it was like, that just felt like off, like not something somebody would do. They'd be like, yeah, fuck that guy. Like, you could do better. Like,
Yeah.
they wouldn't encourage your daughter to get back with the guy who cheated on her.
Well, Randy, let us know next week. Maybe episode 2 makes it make sense. I don't know. That's interesting.
Yeah, it just kind of felt like the same vein with the.
Just out of left field. Wasn't expecting it. All right,
like,
that's kind of weird.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, I have 2 other things to talk about, but I think I should get a break because Randy, I really want to hear what you've been playing.
Forza Horizon 6 today.
Yeah, tell me about it.
Literally today, because as the early access, it's not early access because it's not like in beta, it's the full thing. Whatever. Started today. This is what I wanted out of Forza Horizon. This is so good. Where to start? I guess I want to start because you mentioned the IGN reviews earlier. They gave it a 10 too. And also the funny thing with their review, there was a lot of people calling them out about it because the title card said Forza Horizon 4. I don't know if it was a typo, if they just copy and pasted the title card from their Forza Horizon 4 review. Either is possible, but regardless, they gave it a 10. And I want to give it a 10 as well so far. Obviously, I haven't done everything, but
you know what? I'm just going to cut in really quick because I didn't give scores to either of the other 2 games. I would probably give Mixtape a 9 because again, does really well what it's trying to do, but I couldn't relate to it as heavily as the others. And I would give Motorslice a 7 because again, for what it does incredibly well. But man, I was just trudging along the others. But okay, continue with Forza Horizon.
So I don't know. Did we talk about, because I've been talking about Forza Horizon with a lot of people. I don't remember if I mentioned it previously, the issues that I had with 5 and like what I was hoping from 6.
Not too much. So let me hear that for context.
Okay, so my issues with 5 were, 1, the map was very bland and boring. Even like the biggest city, and this is from all Forza Horizons beforehand, even the biggest city was minuscule and not like, they never put the capital cities of the areas they're like recreating because they never wanted to make a big city. My issue was that, like, the map was boring. It was in Mexico, and most of it was like, it had the Breaking Bad yellow tint that like a lot of things do with like Mexico, and it was just a desert for a lot of it. They had some foresty areas, but it still just felt very samey no matter what you were doing. If you had a race going through a town, you were through that town like that. Like, it might as well not have been there. My issue was that. My issue was the roads are incredibly wide. They're so wide. Like, you could fit like 2 cars side by side in them. And the progression was my third issue. The game was very sandbox, and that it didn't really make you do anything. So it really didn't feel like you were progressing, especially with the wheel spins, the loot box thing that like just gave you cars immediately. It was like you started the game, got given your starter car. You choose a starter car, but then you got given the other ones anyway. And then you get just like immediate, like the best cars in the game, like just handed out left and right. And so Forza Horizon 6 sort of fixes a lot of those. Like, they get closer in a lot of ways. So for instance, the map is perfect. Might be my favorite Forza Horizon map. It's amazing. Japan was such a perfect setting. They had 2 different teams do the map. They had one team do Tokyo and one team do the rest of it. And Tokyo's actually huge. Tokyo has a lot of smaller streets and back alleys that can have like fun races in there. From that, the road issue, a lot of the roads are still very wide. But part of the issue with that was, especially when you're in an open desert, the sense of speed is kind of gone because there's nothing close to you. There's nothing narrow. Even if you're going 200 miles an hour, it doesn't feel like it because it's just flat and like, yeah. So while the roads are still wider, with the inclusion of a lot of thinner roads and a lot of like mountains and trees and stuff like that, the sense of speed is back, even if the game is still easier. So I appreciate that. I'm almost just okay with it, especially with how some of these cars control. And the progression issue is sort of fixed. They brought back the wristband system where you have to like rank up in these races and then move forward. And so, yeah, you can still get wheel spins, which they have nerfed. You get worse stuff from them most of the time. But also, like, even if you get like an an S1, S2 class car and you have some of the best cars in the game immediately, you can't progress the game with them because the wristbands require you to use the lower tier cars. So yeah, you could drive around and have fun with them if you want, but you can't, or play in multiplayer, but you can't actually use them to progress the game. So there is still progression again. And I love all of that. And also the soundtrack's really good. They have New Genesis by Otto, the song from One Piece film Red.
Oh shit!
They have
Okay.
it's in there. They have the Marshall theme song in there. they have a couple of like anime openings and stuff in the sound. It's from Japan and people wanted that stuff. So hell yeah, dude! Like it's just in the soundtrack.
So here's my question, because clearly they're doing a lot, and I
Yeah.
doubt it. But it's always the first thing that I look for. Is there a metal soundtrack or a hard rock station or anything like that?
There's always a rock station. I'll put it at rock.
Okay.
Some of the songs are harder than others, but like
Okay.
they have 2 baby metal songs in there.
You know what? That makes a lot of sense. Here's a deeper pull. I don't know how much you've gone through the soundtrack and everything. Is Nemophile in there?
No, it's not.
They are very
in the vein. A song from a band called Piss Jeans. Does that help?
You were telling me about that last time, actually.
Yep.
Yeah. It doesn't help, but I know Nemophile is like a big, like very much in the vein of baby metal, and they're like really making a name for themselves. So I was curious if they were in there.
Okay, so maybe they are, and I just missed it. But I assumed that was like a death metal band, so I was like, probably not. No,
totally fair. No, a lot of what you're saying is definitely making me want to play, because again, like I've never been the racing guy, but I have played a little bit of Forza Horizon 5, and it wasn't my thing. I did find myself like totally in the sandbox problem of like, yeah, this is really cool. I like driving around this hill and then going off this hill and then driving on this flat plane and finding a new hill.
Yeah.
And that's all
they
I was
have
doing.
like 2 different, like, so they have the Horizon Festival like progression stuff, and then they have like a Discover Japan one, which is like street racing, drift racing, like that kind of thing, which will progress other stuff. And they have some other like cool little things in there. Like they have one where you have to drive like a food delivery truck quickly without breaking the food or like destroying the food or whatever. They have these like day trip like story missions, quote unquote, where it's more of a casual, you just have to stick with the group kind of thing, but it actually goes into like history of Japan in the area and like history of like Japanese racing and like the cars, and it's cool. There's like a lot of side activities, like how like all the regions have their own like mascots in Japan. They have like their own version of that in there, and there'll be like collectibles around where you just drive into them with the car to collect all of them in the area, and like a lot of like little stuff, a lot of car progression. The map's amazing. I can't say enough nice things about the map. That was the biggest thing with Forza Horizon 5 is I just didn't really want to, like, yeah, you could drive around a bit and explore, be like, okay, that's cool, but like there are so many times where you're like, you fly through a tunnel up a mountain and like you come out the other end and you see like Tokyo in the distance and you're like, holy shit, this game is gorgeous. Like, yeah, it's amazing.
Totally fair. Fuck yeah.
Yeah.
So this is developed by Playground Games, right? I believe that's who did it. And have they done all the other Forza Horizon games? Is this them?
So they work kind of like with Turn 10, because Turn 10 does the Forza Motorsport, like more simulator games, and they share a lot of the stuff. Like when one makes a new car model, a lot of times the next game the other one makes will have that car model, just because there's like 600 cars. So it's like we're not redesigning every one every time.
It's easier to just reuse the assets, and it makes the most sense.
Yeah, if it's not an older one, a lot of times like if a Forza game came out in the past 2 years and they just redid a model for that game, that's probably in the next Forza. If it was like 2 Forzas ago, probably not. But yeah,
makes sense.
It's amazing. It's just what I wanted. It didn't. I still have a couple of issues. Like I do wish the lanes were a little. I want to give it a 10, but like just with the little issues I have, I'm like, Like the lane
it's
thing,
hard.
It bothers me a little bit.
How are the races with it then? Because I know that was like, okay,
they're fine. Yeah, I don't have a problem with that. It's cool. The other issue I have is it's very much a nitpick. Every tree that isn't a cherry blossom tree, you just fly through like it isn't there. It gets like knocked down and stuff, but it doesn't slow you down. It doesn't do anything. You could just fly through an entire forest and you'll just go through all of it.
I did hear about this though.
Yeah, continue. And like it's not necessarily the cherry blossom thing, because like I get kind of why they did it. I know Assassin's Creed got a lot of like backlash for letting people climb on the Torii gates, so they had to remove that. And then so I think they were kind of worried about something like that, so they just didn't let you drive through cherry blossoms. But my issue is more that every other tree is just might as well not be there. Because it's like, yeah, you're flying through a forest, you're hitting trees. And on sometimes, yeah, of course, it's fun to like fly down a mountain and stuff and not really worry about it. But on the other hand, whenever you're on a race, you're on like a track. Like even if it's a dirt track, it's still a track. You're not going to be going through the trees. You can't go through the trees. There's checkpoints and stuff that stop you from doing that.
Right.
So the only time it impacts anything is when you're on the open world. And I don't know, it just feels maybe some of them, I would be fine with the thin ones being like just completely breakable, but have some thicker ones where it used to feel great in older. I don't know if it was Forza Horizon. I think it was like Forza Horizon like 2 or 3. I used to like try and like do like a big race with my friends, like a custom race, something like that, and you'd fly through them. And it felt great threading the needle between all the trees, just completely risking it and be like, maybe I'll get through the other side. And like that felt hilarious. That was so funny when it actually worked.
And now it's no like, consequence. It's like
it just works. Yeah, like, yeah, okay, it's fine.
It just works.
It just works. Yeah, no. With no consequence or no risk involved in it, it's like, all right.
Why wouldn't I try for it? It doesn't give you that satisfaction when it works. It pulls away from that good feeling.
And that's like a very small nitpick because, like I said, any actual race you're doing, you won't be going through those trees. So it's like,
Yeah, but I get it. It's something. Yeah. It's something to bring up. When a game does so many other things right and so many other things well, you got to find there's going to be something. And
yeah, and
like you said, it's a nitpick. It's a small thing, but
it's pretty much perfect in every other regard about like what I would want from a Forza Horizon. It's so much fun.
That's awesome. I mean, yeah. So you've only had 7 hours with it. I would love to continue hearing about this. I'm sure there's going to be updates and stuff that continue that content.
One other thing, the showcases have been amazing. I don't know. Nice. You played a couple of the other ones. The showcases were like you're always racing something crazy.
Yes.
Like a train or like a plane or something like that. And like it's always just like a spectacle of a race. The issue with them is you can't ever really lose as long as you're not going in reverse. There's really no way to lose unless you're just doing terrible. But they have like they're really good in this. They have one where you race like a giant Gundam. It's awesome. Like it's so cool.
Absolutely insane. That's pretty cool. Oh, fuck yeah. And yeah, like you said, you've only had 7 hours in it. I want to hear updates as you do more, as more gets added in, how it feels. But Forza Horizon 6 out with like I don't, what is that called? Is it, because it's not early access, like it's not like the beta thing. Is there a term for this? It's just because it's like 3 or 4 days
Steam
early.
Called it.
Okay.
Steam calls it advanced access.
Advanced access. I like that a lot, actually. Yeah. Okay, so Forza Horizon 6 available now with advanced access. If you did purchase the special edition, deluxe edition, I forget which one.
Premium edition.
Okay, that's another word for it. And out May 19th for everyone else. But yeah, sitting at a 92 on Metacritic and 91 on OpenCritic. Randy, I can officially say I have more than 1 point in our Fantasy Critic League. I'm very happy that not only do I have more than 1 point, I am back to being projected for third place. So
let's see if I have more than one game come out.
That's a good point. Yeah, I saw that you dropped The Witcher 3 DLC.
Yep.
Tentative Witcher 3 DLC. So
yeah, because we'll talk about the whole like thing with that was it was supposed to come out in like May or like today. I think around like it was supposed to at least get announced by like today-ish. And it just wasn't getting. And so I was like, I'm not risking it anymore. I'll find something else.
Yeah, totally fair. I do want to do an episode at some point talking about the Fantasy Critic League. Maybe sometime in the near future we'll go through those and talk about some of these games, talk about some games that should come out, some games that we wish were real, like the Witcher 3 DLC. But
I wouldn't even play it, but I just thought it would rate I thought it would rate high.
Oh yeah, that's fair. That's fair. Yeah, because you never got into The Witcher. Totally.
I got
fair.
into The Witcher 2.
Fucking why? Who are you? But okay, yeah. So we'll get into a lot of that stuff later. But I had a couple other things I wanted to do for the Spotlight segment again because the main segment's going to be smaller. But Randy, I have to ask: did you ever fucking get back and finish first chapter yet for Trails in the Sky?
I haven't even been able to like really play my Switch 2.
I've had some opportunities,
so it's not entirely. Yeah, she is, but so it's not. I've obviously had opportunities since then, so it is on me too. But like, the times that I've thought about it, I usually can't.
Bro, it's so funny because I have someone in my Twitch chat usually, like when I'm playing the Trails games because they're such a big fan of it, and they actually asked me. They DM'd me on Discord because we were talking about the games, and they were like, "Just curious, did Randy ever finish first chapter?" And I'm like, "I don't know, but I can tell you now." Like I don't have to hit him up to ask. I can promise.
So the thing is, I was really enjoying it, and I'm going to finish it at least before because the second one's in September, right? So
September
there's going to be a
17th.
time frame where even if I don't do it soon,
Mhm.
by September when the other one's coming up and I'm like, oh shit, hell yeah, I can finish it then.
Just when you forget everything else about this game, hell yeah.
It wasn't like that difficult, so I could
And that's the interesting thing too, because it's totally fine to take that break because the first one sets up the world. Like I know we talked about it on here, where there's not like major key things happening really until the end of the game. I would say it's really just setup for how the rest go. So with that being said, I'm bringing this up because I just finished Trails in the Sky, the third chapter. And I know a lot about this game now. A lot of people consider this to be skippable, which is very interesting. That might just be like a meme joke in the community, because Jesus Christ, I don't know how you can say that. But it is heavily talked down upon, which is very interesting, and I know why now. And I'm keeping this all spoiler free. So if you guys are Trails fans and you just started this with the first chapter remake and you're kind of waiting, don't worry, I'm not spoiling story aspects. I'll be talking about aspects that people don't like about it, but I'll keep it very spoiler free. The first thing I'll say, you don't play as the same main characters as the first two, which a lot of people thought was weird. And on top of that, where the first two games let you explore Liberl and like it let you walk around and kind of learn about the world, that's not what this game does either. So like a lot of the aspects that people came to love about the first two were taken away, and it's like, oh, well, why are we doing this? With that being said, I think the main character in this game is far more interesting than either Estelle or Joshua. I don't think it's a hot take, because like I said, I have people like in my Twitch chat talking to me about it and like what I think and how the community talks about it, and they said we don't think that's a hot take. But I also understand when you change the main character like this, it's going to be like, oh, that's jarring. What I would also say about this story is, while I don't think it's skippable, I would also completely understand if people want to not play the game and just watch the cutscenes or like watch a YouTube video to summarize the plot. Because how would I put it? It's a lot like how I can see certain One Piece arcs where the minute-to-minute things that are happening in like Fishman Island with Hody Jones doesn't fucking matter in the grand scheme of things, but other lore is very important to the overall story. That's how I'd put the third chapter. So you can probably watch a YouTube video to explain the main story for what's going on in like 2 to 3 hours, but it's the side story content that explains what other characters are doing and becomes so important to the grand scheme of things that it's like, I can't believe people think that they can just not play this game.
Interesting. Yeah. I might wait till they do a remix of that, because I know they recently had their like quarterly or like yearly like shareholders whatever thing, whatever that was called. It did so well.
Do you know the number?
I saw it, but I don't remember it now.
Oh my god, they reported like a 1,227% increase.
Yeah, because they just blew up over. So they're definitely going to be doing more remakes beyond this.
So here's the thing that's very interesting, because again, talking to my friend who has played the game, also just a quick shout out to him, because I got my PayPal stuff set up, so I'm taking like the tip/donation thing on my channel page on Twitch works. Tip me $80 to buy the next two Trails games in the series. That's the community, because they mentioned that they streamed the games a couple of years ago on their channel, and someone gifted them the next two games that he was doing, and he's like, I just want to pay it forward, keep having the community going. So it's fucking cool, man.
So you're gonna buy them for me, right?
Yeah, if you fucking get them, but I don't feel like I feel like I'm not gonna need to, Randy. We'll see. Prove me wrong. Yeah. But no, these games are fucking awesome. They already mentioned, so the second chapter remake is coming September 17th. I honestly, it may have been that same friend who just said it. I can't remember, because I don't think I saw an article for it, but they said the third chapter is much shorter. Like, it is so much shorter than the other two, so much smaller in scope and scale. They can very easily have this game done way quicker than they took second chapter. So first chapter came out last September. This one's coming out this September. They can easily have the third chapter done in the next 6 months if they wanted to. And they already stated that they're going to be remaking the 4th and 5th games in the series before they make the next new one. So all of this is going to be playable on like mostly modern consoles by probably 2030, which is pretty good for 5 games. Yeah, so I cannot, like I said, I'm not going to spoil anything about this game, but if you finish 2nd chapter and you're in it and you're like, I want to continue this, play 3rd chapter. It's it's incredible.
When are you going to get to Xenoblade?
I don't know, Randy. You're supposed to share them with me.
I was, yeah.
That's on both of us. I could have easily brought my Switch. I just did not make the connection, and then you were busy for the rest of the time while you were here. I'll get to it at some point. But as to not go super long on this, I'm just going to bring up one last game, because as you guys can clearly tell, I've been doing a lot of gaming in the last week, finishing Mixtape, Motorslice, and Trails in the Sky 3rd chapter. I started another game called Date Everything. Randy, are you familiar with this game at all?
I think we spoke about this game during your the voice actor thing.
Fantastic. Oh, yeah, we absolutely did. Guys, if you're not familiar with this game, this is made by Sassy Chap Games. The reason I just bring them up is because it's the only reason that this game exists is because of who made it. Sassy Chap Games is it's just a small company with Robbie Damon and Ray Chase. For those of you who may not know those names offhand, Robbie Damon is a voice actor who's done. He was Goro Akechi in Persona 5. He is Fushigoro in Jujutsu Kaisen. He's Odin from One Piece. He's in so many things. Such a prolific voice actor. And same with Ray Chase. I don't know Ray Chase from as many things, but I'm pretty sure he was Noctis in Final Fantasy 15. He was in Final Fantasy 15, if not Noctis. He's in there somewhere. But he was also Nier in Nier Replicant, and also the voice of Adam from Nier Automata. So he does a lot of that kind of stuff. But they got together and made this game it's a visual novel dating game, which is so far out of my wheelhouse. But the reason I'm playing it is because of the amount of A-list voice actors that are in this goddamn game is insane, because they're in the same space. Like, and I don't mean everyone, because there are people that are missing, so I'm not trying to lower anyone by saying this, but for the most part, if you have been anyone important in the last 20 years of voice acting, you are almost definitely in this game. Neil Newbon is in this game. Troy Baker.
You heard it here first, folks. If you're not in this game, Sean hates you.
Fuck you. It's fucking crazy. Laura Bailey, Neil Newbon, Troy Baker, Alejandro Saab, Alex Lee, Jameson Price. Like I can go on and list people that Randy clearly hasn't heard of based on his facial reactions for hours. Yep. Ben Starr plays Dorian. It's fucking ridiculous.
I know Ben Starr. I know Troy Baker. I know Matt Mercer. Those are basically the only. Oh, Jennifer English. I know.
You know what the funny thing is? I don't know if Matt Mercer or Jennifer English are in it. You know, and for that matter, Yuri Lowenthal.
Mercer and Jennifer
honestly, get at me, I guess. It's fucking crazy. But what really gets me about this game is it's so goddamn funny. Like, not even just from an aspect of, I can't believe these voice actors are in this game doing this. It's like legitimately really goddamn funny. So again, I think this is like a $20 game if you're looking for a funny time and this is at all something that you can deal with. I would absolutely recommend this game. I haven't done too much in it because there's so much to do, but I'm really looking forward to like diving in and seeing what else there is and what other voice actors are in this that I don't know. Like, I know Allegra Clark is in it. So goddamn many people. Like I said, I could just list people for hours, but let's not do that.
Yeah, let's not.
Date Everything. Check it out. Randy, I think it's time we get to the main topic, because I talked an awful fucking lot, but I had a lot of games to talk about.
Yeah.
Summer Games Fest. It's coming up. How hyped are you?
Didn't know it was coming up, so
that's totally fair.
It's not normally. It's been weird ever since like E3 stopped being a thing, because I'm just not really. I still haven't caught up to that, so it's like, I don't know. It doesn't feel right. I don't know.
I give Jeff Keighley a lot of credit, because like I really like watching the Game Awards. I like what he does with like certain game announcements and stuff. I
love his promotion of Highguard.
I love his stories with Muppets.
Yeah. I will give him a little bit of a credit there. Highguard, everybody made it out to be like the end of the world terrible. It wasn't as bad as everybody said it was.
No, it was just a
It
it was
wasn't.
just a rough it was a rough presentation for it. That was it. Like it just
Yeah,
if it was
it was very mid, like
I
first
feel like
person shooter.
if it was anywhere else in that showcase, I don't think it would have been talked about as
I
roughly.
agree, and
So
I'm not gonna entirely put that on Jeff, because while it is a little bit his fault, like, okay, so here's the thing. Highguard was a very mid first person shooter. It was fine. It was a working game. It was something. It could have turned into more. Everybody was immediately saying it was the next Concord, and because of that, it just failed on launch. Like, it was, everybody hated it out the gate because of Jeff's announcement of it, which was his idea. So they were going to shadow drop the game. They weren't even going to have an announcement originally. They planned to just drop it and be like, this is our new thing. And so when Jeff wanted to do this, they made a trailer for it, which was what was seen at the Game Awards. And while it is Jeff's fault that he forced it into that position when I don't think it deserved to be in that position, I don't think anybody thinks that. It didn't deserve to be there. It is also on the devs for showcasing it the way they did, because the trailer that they ended up making, and granted, it was probably on kind of short notice, but
it was that much we do know. They were not planning
they ended
to
up
be there
making
either.
didn't explain anything about the game. You just showed me a kind of generic art style with some kind of generic looking gunplay, and it was like, who cares? You could have shown what was more unique about it. And
yeah,
a
lot, like, it's funny because trailers are always interesting. You know, it's one of those things, like, there's different kinds of trailers. There's a reveal trailer, a launch trailer, a gameplay trailer, whatever. But there's so much importance in writing on, like, how you present your game. Like, when you compare something like that to the Stranger Than Heaven showcase, it's insane. And the reason I'm even talking about this is Co-op 64 did a very interesting episode this week, and it was like, they do brackets where they bring up 32 examples of something, and they talk it out. They have their Twitch chat help them decide tiebreakers and shit like that. And they did, like, what's the best video game trailer of all time? And let me tell you, Randy, I have not seen a lot of video game trailers, apparently, because they pulled
the Halo 3 Believe campaign.
That was one that was up there, yes. And
Skyrim's original trailer,
I don't watch
sometimes.
That's fair. I don't think they had that one up there. But it was funny because
so good.
I watched, like, as they were talking about them, I watched alongside them, and I'm like, this is it? You guys got hyped over this? Like, Jesus Christ. Of course, ones that I was disconnected from, like, they brought up the Uncharted 4, like, 30-second commercial thing, like, and let me tell you, as someone who hasn't played Uncharted, man, I just did not give a shit.
I feel like for me, the Skyrim one would have to be number one.
That's fair. But my point here is, like, presenting your game is very important, and how you present it is important. And I think that was also, like, to your point, what happened with Highguard. They didn't showcase the strengths correctly, and it was because of short notice, and with where it was put, it was just a rough position for them to be in.
Yeah, and then because of that too, I know, like, people were weirded out because it came out in, like, February, and then from the Game Awards to its launch, they said nothing about the game. They didn't.
Yeah, it was like media blackout for them almost.
Yeah, it was, and, like, they actually mentioned that, like, right after the game came out as to, like, why, or, like, right before maybe, but it was like, because we planned to shadow drop this, we had no other trailers, we had nothing to, like, say. Like, we didn't plan anything for this. Like, we thought we were just going to be dropping this game and not saying anything beforehand.
I don't know. It's such a weird situation.
And, like, that's another one where it's like, yeah, you blame Jeff for doing the same thing, but you could send out, like, a tweet.
You can do something.
Be like, hey, game's coming out in 2 weeks. Like,
yeah, just something simple like that, just to get anything around it.
Yeah, just like, hey, 2 weeks till launch, like, just something.
So, with all that being said, you know, I give Jeff a lot of credit for even just doing this, because I do think a lot of people end up taking the Game Awards way too seriously. You know, you have, God, I'm never going to stop making fun of him. I never will, because I played Black Myth Wukong, and I thought it was a fine game. I don't think it was an incredible game. I had enough fun with it.
I would give that an 8 out of 10.
Yeah, that's something like that.
Above average, but not, like, mind-boggling.
Right. This is a game I would recommend to play it if you can, but if you're not interested, I'm not going to push it on you. But after Astrobot 1, oh my god, the lead developer or whoever was in charge of game science, I think is who made it. Did you hear about all the discourse that he caused? Oh my god, he like
No.
blew up on social media. He's like, the Game Awards are a fucking joke. I had an entire speech planned and I wasn't even asked to come up and speak. And I'm like, yeah, I'm sorry, that's not how that works, but I don't know what to. I'm sorry, you don't know how things work. I don't.
Yeah,
It was like he said. He's like, I was so disappointed and disrespected. I was crying in my seat. I was like, all right, we need to calm down here. Bring it down about 16 notches. People take this way too seriously. Whether you're there, listen. And again, I'm going to bring this up, and I know you're a big fan of the game. The Kingdom Come Deliverance 2 devs, shut up.
Oh no, I agree.
Holy shit!
There are so many times. I think it was Mike Judge too with Gears of War. I think like 2 years ago or 3 years ago, he was up there talking for like 5 whole minutes. I was like, can we move on? Like,
I'm not even talking about like they didn't say like. What was it? They were like, we were absolutely. Wait, hold on. I have to find. What? So what happened with Mike Judge? Keep talking while I try and find this. Hold on.
It wasn't even like anything that really. It was just like I think he won like Voice Actor of the Year or something. And I just remember like 2 or 3 years ago, he was up there talking like giving his acceptance speech of the award, and it was like his acceptance speech was it
Christopher Judge for Kratos? Yeah,
that's what it was. Yeah, Christopher Judge. Yeah. Sorry.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, he just wouldn't stop talking, and it was like, dude, I get it. You like, obviously, this is a big moment for you. But it's not for me. Can you move on? Like, I'd like to keep going. Go up there and be like, yeah, I'd like to thank my family, my wife, like this, yada, yada. 30 seconds, a minute max, leave. Like,
yeah, that's fair. Yes. And that's why, like, I remember I didn't watch it live. Like, I watched a video years after because I was like, how bad could it have been? Oh my God. He went on for like 7 minutes. Like, it was brutal. Like, it was a nice speech. Like,
it was like our this is going to be an inside joke for nobody listening. Our high school graduation, when the superintendent came up to talk and spoke for like 35, 40 minutes, he just wouldn't. He started talking about Thanksgiving during our.
We literally had a Thanksgiving arc in our superintendent's conference. Dude, it was bad. But that's exactly what it felt like.
It was.
Yeah. But the Kingdom Come Deliverance 2 thing, it was the situation where like so we both agree they probably should have won Best RPG. Like, that's if there was one award that Kingdom Come Deliverance 2 should have won there, it was Best RPG. They didn't, and they made a big tweet after the fact, and they said the word. The quote is, "We have been officially robbed." And I'm like, all right, guys, we need to calm down here.
You did a great job, but you don't.
That's it. You did a great job. I promise you, the Game Awards, the difference between winning Game of the Year versus being nominated for Game of the Year is nothing. Yeah. You want to know how I can tell? If you're talking to someone that can tell, if I'm talking to someone that can tell me that Kingdom Come Deliverance 2 was up for Game of the Year for 2025, I promise you, you're the same person that can tell me what won.
Yeah.
If you're the person that can tell me what won 2025, you're the same person that can tell me what was up there for nomination. There is no difference.
Did you see what they did recently? And really quick before we get back to the actual topic, because we've been talking about this now.
Let me hear it.
And okay, so this is just kind of weird to me. It was overall a good thing, but just strange. So there's some castle in the area where the game like actually takes place needs to be like worked on and restored. And so they did like a fundraiser thing for that castle where they put the game on sale, and then like a portion of the proceeds like went to the castle to like help with restoration. And it's like, cool, that's a good thing you're doing. And it was like such a low percentage of like the proceeds for like, maybe because it's on sale and everything. I don't remember, but it was like they ended up setting like $68,000 or something like that. And I'm like, that's a lot of money. I feel like to restore a castle, you need a lot more than that.
I'm not too aware on costs of castle restorations. It's not my forte. But I do agree that 68,000 is a little low for that.
Yeah, and so it's like, if you're like, wow, we want to do this huge thing for this, and then you put it on sale, so you're already losing out. So I understand you making it like a lower percentage, but like, if you're gonna make the whole point like a fundraiser for them, at that point it's like you gotta commit.
Yeah,
like,
that's odd.
Not like you're not bad for doing this, and like, sure, that's money they wouldn't have beforehand, but like,
man, I wish I wish we could have a third screen right now that's just a live feed of the restoration of that castle. That's just like one of the towers, and it's just like, yeah, we ran out, and it's like fucking shocker. I don't know. That's odd.
Yeah.
But all right. Well, shout out.
They tried.
They tried. I'll give it to them, I guess.
Yeah.
But okay. To get back on track a little bit, I give Jeff Keighley credit because what he's trying to do for video games and to help celebrate, that's what I care about. That's what the Game Awards are. It's fun to see the announcements. It's fun to see what wins, who's there, just to have fun with everything. So with that being said, like, we're talking about games we want to see updates from Summer Games Fest. And Summer Games Fest is like a couple days long. Like I said, I think it was June 5th to June 8th this year. And I don't think the official events have been announced. So we're going to kind of talk a little bit about the ones that have happened before. So, you know, we want to hear from you in the comments. What do you guys want to hear from Summer Games Fest? What do you want to see that update from? What are you hoping to hear from? Because we're going to have a lot of different showcases. Like last year on Wednesday, June 4th, they had a PlayStation State of Play. And again, I'm literally pulling from trueachievements.com talking about just like the list of events. So even if it wasn't part of it and it just happened during it, I don't know if it's separate to count for.
I have one I think that could get announced.
Let me hear it.
The Final Fantasy VII Remake Part 3.
That was something that I was thinking. Yeah, totally.
Yeah.
They Square Enix does a lot of stuff with Jeff Keighley. They have a big partnership with him a lot of times, so we can totally see an announcement for that.
I have another one actually that I've been hearing about a little bit recently, and I know next to nothing about because it's just rumors at this point, but I would find it interesting. You wouldn't give a shit about it at all.
Oh god.
It is there's been rumors that FromSoft is making working on a pirate style FromSoft game.
I have heard about this. Yeah.
And obviously they're working on Duskbloods, but I feel like that's not like the whole team doing that, right? Because it's probably going to be a smaller multiplayer kind of experience.
I'm with you. I feel like there should be something else being worked on.
Yeah, so if there is something, wouldn't be a bad time to announce it.
Here's a question. I don't know if you'll know offhand. Is Miyazaki involved in the Duskbloods?
I believe he is, but I don't remember how involved.
Okay, because if I remember correctly, I don't think he was involved in Elden Ring Night Rain, which people were confused about because they were like, well, what has he been working on? And I think that ended up being the Duskbloods, but if not,
directing the Duskbloods.
Okay, because I was going to say, if he's not super involved in that, then it definitely leads way more credence to that there is something else.
Yeah, he is directing that, but I feel like we haven't heard enough about that game for me to fully speculate.
Do we only have the one trailer?
Yeah, we only have the one trailer,
and that was over a year ago because that was April last year, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Wasn't that? It was part of the Switch 2 announcement.
Switch 2, yeah.
Yeah, so that's already over a year ago, and that's the last we've heard about it.
Well, hey, we did just hear 2026 still.
Fucking believe it when I see it, I guess, but...
Yeah, I don't know. They did delay Elden Ring a couple times, so maybe.
So actually, here's a question then, because Nintendo isn't usually involved in Summer Games Fest. I don't think they've ever been. I think they always do their own thing. So with that being said, if we see From Software here, I bet it's not a Duskbloods announcement. It could be that.
That's what I was thinking. That's
right?
why I was like, they probably wouldn't be talking about the Duskbloods here because Nintendo wouldn't be there. But
yeah, that makes sense.
If they do have something else to announce, which 100%. They might, because a lot of people were disappointed with. Even they might pull a Bethesda and announce a little too early because more than a little too early with Bethesda. But yeah. They might do that because people were like, hey, I don't want to buy a Switch 2 for your multiplayer game. So they might be like,
yeah,
we got you guys.
Yeah, they got to be doing something else.
Yeah.
So the way we can kind of break this down a little bit too, to keep it a little bit more organized and then talk about anything else that we missed, like PlayStation. I know you don't have a PS5 and you're not the PlayStation guy, but if we get a PlayStation State of Play during this, is there anything you'd want to hear from? Is there anything you'd expect to hear from it, from
you know what I think would be cool for you, and also for me, just as somebody who played the games, two of the games when I was a kid and never since.
Mm-hmm.
Sly would be kind of cool,
dude. The whole thing is who would take it? You know,
the Astrobot devs.
Dude, stop, stop. Hold on, hang on a minute, everybody. You hear the keyboard going? Hang on, because we know it's not Sucker Punch. We know Sucker Punch isn't going to do them. They have absolutely no interest. They've said it themselves. They don't want to do it. Sanzaru already got shut down, which if they were to take it, I would be more upset that Sanzaru would be doing another one than one not happening. But man, if Team Asobi takes it, because if we're talking about platformers, god damn, Team Asobi did a phenomenal job. I'm a big Astrobot guy. I have the controller. That's the end of the list. But I have the controller. It's so fucking cool.
I have the controller, etc., etc.
I got the second controller that looks like it's blinking. I didn't get that. That's ridiculous. But that's another level. And that's not my level. But I fucking loved Astrobot. I loved Astrobot so much. Katie played Astrobot. That's my little sister. She played the whole game. Like, that's how fun this game is.
Stocks your family. Why not, man?
I didn't say her last name. Okay. But it's such a fun game, and Team Asobi would probably do a very good job with it. It like, oh man. Because like that was another topic that we were talking about at some point. What if we talked about franchises that we would like to see in other developers' hands? And I feel like Sly would be such a good one.
Yeah, I was thinking we could have a topic, a similar thing with like, I don't know if we did. Did we do games that needed a sequel? I think we talked about that. I don't know if we did it.
Not games that needed a sequel. We did sequels we'd like to see.
Because I kind of have like a topic where it's like, it would be hard because you don't play a lot of multiplayer games, but like dead games that need like a revitalization.
Okay, yeah.
And like there's like a couple of those where it's like, it doesn't have to be multiplayer because we could do single player, but then it just encroaches on the territory of the one we already did.
I mean, we could totally do it. I mean, we could also have the stipulation where it's like it has to be like dead, like maybe like 5 to 10 years without any word and without any hope.
Yeah, because I think Sly would be cool. I used to play one of them at like the daycare that I went to. They had a PS2, I think, and I used to play that and like destroy all humans. That's
a cool one.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, Sly would be cool to hear from. I mean, in that same vein, like I know we're not going to hear it because Wolverine is still coming out, and that's Insomniac. I would love to hear another Ratchet and Clank game because A Rift Apart, I think, was a PS5 launch title, and we haven't seen another one. I mean, of course, once we got to the PS4, Insomniac took over Spider-Man for 2018, and since then, they've slowed down on the Ratchet and Clank output, at least. Insomniac is still putting out games at a good speed, but I would like to hear another Ratchet and Clank.
Spider-Man game coming kind of soon, too.
Spider-Man, I mean, the whole thing is like Insomniac is putting out Wolverine this year.
Yeah, but so after that, because they have Spider-Noir coming out soon, and they have another like Tom Holland Spider-Man movie coming out after that. I don't know if that's this year or next year, but there is a window there for like hype off the movies and shows and stuff.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know the inner workings of how Insomniac does things, because Spider-Man 2 is 2023, I believe. Do you know offhand? Okay, that's fair. I think because I think Spider-Man was 2018, the PS4 one. They had some DLCs, and I think 2020 was a Rift Apart, or maybe 2021. But either way, it's somewhere in that vein. And then 2023 was Spider-Man 2. 2026 Wolverine. They have a very good cadence of like every 2 to 3 years putting something out. Yeah. So if they did split something up, maybe we could have another Spider-Man game in between. I think they said that the Venom game might. I don't think they've said anything about the Venom game, but I think for a while people have assumed that the Venom game was canceled or just not happening. But I believe I heard something recently. Jason Schreier, another journalist, kind of came out and he made a very cryptic statement of this is incorrect regarding the status of the Venom game, but it was very not straightforward. So people are kind of interpreting it like, oh, is Venom still happening? If you guys want to look more into it, I'm sure just Googling Jason Schreier Venom, you'll find the full article if Venom is your type of thing. But either way, another Spider-Man game could be cool. I just don't know how likely it is because we still don't have Wolverine. I don't think we'd hear anything about Spider-Man until at least Wolverine is out. And that's September 15th this year. But PlayStation's got a lot going on like that. Like we could totally maybe hearing something about the new Horizon multiplayer game. I know the playtest stuff is happening, Hunter's Gathering or something like that. The playtest is coming this weekend. Well, next weekend, the 22nd to the 25th, I think it's happening.
I didn't even know about that. I might look into it. I'm assuming it's PlayStation exclusive, right?
You know, I actually think it's coming to PC as well.
If you're doing like a more MMO style, which I thought I heard, it might be
That
on PC as well.
that's That's a totally different thing. Isn't that insane?
Oh, is it?
Yeah. Hunter's Gathering is also PC.
Okay.
So it is PS5 and PC. It's basically Elden Ring Night Rain, but Horizon. That's exactly what it is.
I don't care.
That's fair. There is the MMO thing that they're doing. I forget the name of that too, and I don't think we've heard too much more. They are going all in on everything Horizon that's not Horizon 3, and I'm very confused. But
I'm also not like disappointed.
that's fair. Yeah, no.
I played the first one, and I was like, that was fun. I don't really need to keep going. Maybe one day when I see like the second one on sale, I might play it. But like,
yeah, me and Nick we made the mistake of playing. We did Horizon Zero Dawn and fucking loved that game. And then I think we did Assassin's Creed 4 Black Flag, which was very short comparatively. And then we jumped straight into Horizon Forbidden West. Horizon Zero Dawn took us like 5 months. Black Flag took us 3 weeks. And then we did Forbidden West for 6 months, and we were burnt the fuck out. We did way too much Horizon. So
yeah.
I didn't like Forbidden West as much, but that was totally the consequences of my own actions. So yeah. I'll go back to that at some point. But okay, so yeah, like I don't know what else we would see at a PlayStation state of play kind of thing.
Been kind of, like I think I've mentioned this before, but PlayStation has been kind of doing similar style games recently, and it's like there's nothing I would exclusive wise or like that I think that would be announced there that I'm like super hyped for.
And here's
maybe
the
more
only...
of that. What was the game they showed at the like 2 years ago?
I was just going to bring that up. The Naughty Dog game. We might maybe we'll see something from Intergalactic and get some kind of update, because I don't think we've heard anything since the end of the Game Awards 2024. I think that's the only thing we've ever seen from that game. So
yeah, I think so too.
Maybe we hear Naughty Dog. So like I said, I'm kind of just going down the list here of games and events from the 2025 Summer Games Fest and kind of picking out the ones that we feel like we could talk about. I'm actually kind of shocked that there was an IO interactive showcase, because I don't know what IO does. But like, if we get something, maybe it's like, hey, we just released 007 First Light. Here's some of our roadmap for content updates.
Sure.
Or maybe talking about the next Hitman game, because I saw something where the devs are like really psyched to get 007 out the door so that they can get back to working on Hitman. So
is that a good sign for 007?
I don't know. Like, no, I wouldn't think so. But I think, but also like, damn, these guys gotta really love Hitman, because these guys do nothing but Hitman.
Yeah.
Which is fucking insane. But honestly, there's not too many other things that I feel like we can, like, I'm literally just going to list them down, Randy. If anything jumps out to you as something you want to talk about, stop me. Because I'm just going to list. State of Unreal. I don't even know what that is. Best Indie Games Summer Showcase. The Mix Summer Games Showcase. Then they had the PlayStation State of Play. Accessibility Summer Showcase. Summer Games Fest, which I feel like we can talk about after this next... I think we're going to talk about that one and one other. I think those are the two. But then we have Day of the Devs, Devolver Direct, IOI Showcase, Wholesome Direct, Women-Led Games, Latin American Games, Southeast Asian Games, Green Games, Future Games, Frosty Games, PC Gaming Show. And then we have the two that I think we can talk about is the Xbox Games Showcase and then Summer Games Fest, because I think Summer Games Fest is like the 2.5 hour thing that'll just encompass everything else that's not Xbox at this point. So let's talk the Xbox Games Showcase.
Okay.
Because, and again, it's going to be funny because we talked about everything we wanted to see from Xbox last week, but let's get into it a little bit, because I think this will be the first official stage that Asha Sharma is going to be speaking at and presenting for. Randy, what are your... Honestly, let's just bounce off each other. You give me one, I'll give you one.
I have literally one that I think would be there's a good chance.
Okay, let me hear it.
Well, okay, good chance is a stretch because it's all...
That's fine.
I just think this would be the perfect time. State of Decay 3.
Okay, I've heard that's something that people want to hear.
Well, do you know anything about... Have you played any State of Decay?
No, I know
Okay,
nothing.
so State of Decay is... the first two are really good. They're like a community not sim, but like you build up a community, try to survive a zombie apocalypse, go out into the world, like hunt resources, and it's not survival crafting. It's much more arcadey than that, but it's much more about building up a surviving community in an action game, in like a zombie apocalypse. That game was announced in 2020. Then we heard nothing until they put out another trailer in 2024, and then we've heard nothing again.
Oof. Who does State of Decay?
The only other thing we've heard, I am blanking on their name. I'll look it up right now while I'm saying it. The only other thing we've heard is that when the announcement happened in 2020, they were not ready to announce anything. Xbox just thought that their showcase was going to be, wherever it was going to be so weak they needed something. It's a company called Undead Labs. But so they just thought it was gonna be so weak, so they made a trailer together. And like a lot of the stuff in the trailer, like I remember there was like, I forget exactly what it was, but there was like some sort of zombie dog thing in the trailer. And like the devs like said in like 2024, I think it was, maybe last year, where they were just like, yeah, that's not in the game. Like we didn't have anything planned. We were so early in development at the time that they just wanted us to throw it. They just made us make a trailer. And so we're like, this could be maybe. And it was like nothing that was solidified, like just like maybe zombie animals might be there and stuff. And it was like, they're not.
That's rough.
Like, don't like this. Don't even look at this trailer. It doesn't have anything to do with our game.
Like, that's so insane.
Yeah.
Yeah, State of Decay 3 would be kind of cool to hear from. So, Randy, would you mind if I just rapid fire a couple and just get your thoughts on some?
Yep.
Okay. Halo Campaign Evolved. Do we get a date?
I don't think it's... yeah, I think we could.
Okay.
I'm not, like, sold, like, 100% absolutely, but, like, okay. I don't think it's...
Because, like, where else do we get a date? Do they just tweet it out some random day?
Because it is, like, they did give a year, right? Like, they said, like, this year?
It's this year. It's for sure 2026, I think they said. So, I'd imagine we'd get a date. Like, I hear so many different things. I hear people are saying, like, oh, we heard summer. And I'm like, well, maybe. Especially if we get it during Summer Game Show.
Didn't a physical PlayStation version get announced and not a physical Xbox version?
I don't know. I didn't hear anything about that. That's weird.
Look it up really quick while we're saying that.
Yeah,
I find that very weird, but yeah.
Because I can totally see like them trying to push summer for it. It is just a campaign, so you can put like it is one of those things you can definitely put it close to GTA and it wouldn't do anything. Like it'll take people a day or two to play. There's no multiplayer, so people are thinking they want to hit it for the 25th anniversary in November. I'm thinking they could also put it September, October. People are saying summer. I feel like this could realistically launch anytime between June and November, and it would make sense to me.
Yeah.
So I think we hear that. How about Fable? Do we see Fable again?
Okay, sorry, really quick. I just looked up this thing. And so basically the campaign evolved a physical thing. So basically they made no official physical like announcement, but this is from Windows Central. They have like GameStop store shelves had a physical like thing up for pre-order for campaign evolved for PlayStation, and they didn't have one for Xbox, and Microsoft has made no announcement of any physical anything. So maybe it was just that one GameStop made a mistake and like put something up they shouldn't have, or
that's what that seems like to me. Because that would be such a weird choice. But have you also heard the rumors about what Xbox is doing with like digital and physical stuff?
What?
All right, hold on. Talk about your hopes for the new Halo missions for a second while I pull this up.
I don't really have that to talk about. I will talk about some things because this kind of I don't think it will get announced at State of or at the Summer Games Fest. But I do think it kind of goes off of what we were talking about last week with stuff that Xbox needs to do. We were talking about they needed the games. And I think it would be good this Games Fest. It probably won't happen. But if they brought back some IPs, such as a new Dishonored, because Bethesda owns Arcane, Bethesda is now owned by Microsoft, they could do an exclusive Dishonored 3. That would be good. Also, Titanfall. They don't own that company, but they don't own Respawn or obviously EA, but EA does have their Game Pass thing kind of included, the EA Play included in Game Pass via the Ultimate thing. Yep. So I don't think it's entirely unreasonable to think they could announce some sort of, they won't, it's unreasonable to think Titanfall 3. It's not unreasonable to think they would do like an exclusive thing with that, but it would be good for them to do, Xbox to do. And I think that would be something that would both work.
It's funny because like, kind of like you said, we were talking about all these games and stuff, and like I think like I know there's so many small things right now. They're just small things, but Asha Sharma has been in her position for what, 2 months?
Yeah.
Like, if even. And she has done more small things than I think Phil Spencer had done in the last 5 years. Like, I know.
I'm interested to see how this goes, because it's kind of
Yes.
hard. On one hand, like, yeah, she's been doing some stuff, and I want to grade this based on like, hey, let's see what kind of changes she made, and she's definitely had input.
Mhm.
A lot of this stuff might have already been set in stone.
Right. That was exactly what I was going to say, because I was going to say, I don't. Whatever happens with this with this Xbox showcase in June, I don't think is going to have much impact on how I feel about her, because
Yeah.
I don't. Anything that we see here has had to be in development for way longer than she has been in charge. I think next year's Xbox Summer Showcase is going to be very indicative of what she's trying to put forward. So while it's probably not too likely that we hear a lot of these bigger announcements here unless they were already in development, I think next year will be a lot more telling. So that's why a lot of what I'm thinking we're going to see here is Halo campaign involved. I think we might see Fable again with the trail. With, if not a new trailer, we might get like a
release date would be really good.
Yes, I think we're going to get a release date. Gears of War E-Day, it's already confirmed that we're going to have, kind of like how we had the Outer Worlds 2 last year with like a full in-depth like showcase about Outer Worlds 2. We're going to have that for Gears of War E-Day, which leads me to believe we should be getting a release date for Gears of War E-Day. Because how fucking weird would it be if we get other release dates and then nothing about Gears of War, and then they're like, let's show it to you for an hour though. So
yeah,
I think we're going to get something with that. Other games that I think we could see. There were, well, not Forza, because we see this. We have this out already. Clockwork Revolution. Do you think we get anything from Clockwork Revolution? Because it's been a year. I think that got announced.
Would be a good time. I'm not optimistic, but it would be good for it.
Yeah.
You know what I think is kind of interesting, really quick, about Xbox in general, with them like kind of talking about their next console a little bit and having like Steam integration and stuff. How do you think the store is going to work with that? Where like, do you have the option of like buying on Steam if for games specifically that are on both? Mm-hmm. How do you think that would work?
I really don't know, because the whole thing is, I feel like there has to be a much bigger integration deal for that to even make sense. You know, because then
I actually noticed today. I don't know if this is something that's happened before, and I just have never noticed. I bought Forza Horizon 6 on Steam, not on Xbox. Not in the Xbox app. I'm getting Xbox achievements as I get Steam achievements. And I've never noticed that with games that have been on both before. Because like Claire Obscure, I didn't get Xbox achievements what was it? That was last year, right? Yeah. So I didn't get it. I bought that on Steam, and I didn't get Xbox achievements for it. But I'm getting both for Forza.
Now, here's my only question. Just because Forza is an Xbox exclusive, did you have to tie your Xbox account to...
I might have tied my Xbox at some point, but the thing is, like, I didn't attempt, I never did it this time when I set it up. My Xbox account might be tied to my Steam, but it would have been done a while ago. I don't remember when I did that.
Because the only way I could see that happening is if you had to, because you know how like Ubisoft has you play with connected to a Ubisoft account, no matter what platform you're on. I wonder if Playground Games or whatever kind of server it's basing off of had to have access to the Xbox account, where it would then access both. Whereas Claire Obscure, you could just buy it on Steam, not connect any platform to it, and play it. Like, that's the only thing that would make sense to me, but that is very strange.
Well, the thing is, I have bought no other Forza games on Steam, so
PC.
My Playground stuff wouldn't be. It might be that Xbox is somewhere connected, but I didn't connect anything for Forza.
So that's interesting. Huh.
Yeah.
Weird. Well, whatever.
Nope. I was maybe they were working on something connected things.
Funny that you even mentioned that, because like one of the other small things that like Asha Sharma did recently was give like a little bit of an overhaul to, well, I'm not saying Asha Sharma did it, but like one of the small things that Xbox has done recently is they did a small overhaul to achievements. I don't know if you saw any of this.
I did, yeah.
That's pretty cool. But like, it also concerns me, because did you see the different badges that you get at which gamer score? Like,
I did, yeah.
Amounts? Brother, I thought I was an achievement hunter. I have 250,000. Then I'm not going to see a bump in my image until 500,000. I have to double it to get, and then 500,000 to a million, and then I think it was 5 million, and then 10 million. And I'm like, you've got to be fucking kidding me.
Okay.
Am I in the lower amount? Yeah. Okay. Go for it.
Yeah. Just so in general, you cannot earn Xbox achievements while playing games on Steam. However, certain games that are Xbox published and cross-play feature built-in like Xbox Live integration. So if you ever connected your Xbox account, those specific games will give you Xbox achievements, even if you're playing on Steam.
Interesting.
Yeah. So that's
All
why.
Right.
But I saw like there was like a 2 million one in the works. I was like, what the fuck?
Get the fuck out of here.
Yeah.
How many, like, that's insane. Because I think I have a lot, and I play video games all the time. How do people have more than me?
I don't know.
I'm sad.
I don't have. It's funny because like I have like, especially since playing on PC, I don't play a lot of like Xbox games. So mine has not really gone up since I got a PC. I'm at, what am I at now? A little over 100,000. And I was like, yeah, that's pretty respectable.
Yeah.
I was at 105,000. Yeah, right now. And
I guess it's not very respectable.
It doesn't, seeing like, it's like barely like, it's like a little over halfway of the amount of like things that you have. I'm like, do you know how much people play your games? Because like, who the fuck has...
Yeah, I'll be honest with you. I didn't know there were enough games to get 10 million gamer score.
Yeah.
Like, purely. That's fucking insane to me. For those of you who don't know, who might not be in the Xbox space, I think I think the majority of games that get released, I think everything has to have achievements. I think if you release your game on an Xbox platform, you have to have achievements supported. If that's the case, I think the typical number is 1,000. Unless you add DLC or stuff to make it over 1,000. That's a lot of games, Randy.
Yeah.
You'd have to perfect 1,000 games to get 1 million. Who's fucking doing that? Who's playing 1,000 games on Xbox? How?
I couldn't tell you.
As someone who has been playing Xbox since 7th grade anyway, so this is ridiculous. But okay, so I think that's a lot of the first party.
Hold on. So I just went on True Achievements, which tracks people's gamer score.
Oh God. Okay, yeah. Let me hear it.
How many what do you think the top gamer score is, first of all?
It's got to be over 10 million. If no one has that?
No.
So why are you making a badge for it? Why the fuck? All right. If I had to guess then, is it close?
Yeah.
Okay, I'm going to guess 7,367,479.
Okay, so you're wrong. It was 8.55 million. Okay. I can only see 50 here. Is there a way to see more? How do I scroll down more? Because
that's fucking insane.
Yeah, it's...
Fuck, dude.
I want to see more than just the top 50.
Well,
yeah, regardless, it's not... Yeah. I see this thing, which as of 2 years ago, the number of people with over 1 million gamer score was 20... it was 2,162.
What the fuck? That's insane.
As of 2 years ago, so obviously it's higher, but we're still probably not at 5,000.
I was like, it can't be that much higher.
Yeah.
If it is, that's fucking crazy. So really cool idea. I wish there were smaller tiers and stuff like that.
If you're gonna do that many tiers or just less tiers, you don't need that many.
That's fucking crazy. But shout out to your achievement hunters because it's pretty fucking cool. Yeah. Unfortunately, I don't think I'm ever gonna reach the next one. We'll see.
We'll see what happens if they do that console with Steam integration and all of my achievements just cross over and I just get slammed up. We'll see what number I get to.
That's true. That's a good point. Okay. So Xbox games that we think could show up. I think we're gonna get a date for Gears. I think we're gonna get a date for Halo. I hope we get a date for Fable and not a delay announcement. That's what I hope. With that being said, Clockwork Revolution can be pretty cool to hear from. Other games that we saw last year. Do you think? You know what? Do you think we see Tomb Raider? There's supposed to be a Tomb Raider remake coming out this year. Can we see it here? Summer Games Fest in general, maybe?
Yeah, actually, yeah. I think that's pretty... Yeah, because I don't think that's one that would be the end of the showcase thing, but I think that would be a solid middle of the road filler thing for people.
Yeah.
I think people would love that.
Hell yeah. We got the announcement for Persona 4 Revival last year from the Xbox showcase. Do you think we get a date from this one maybe? We
Don't
could
see why not,
maybe
but
get
I
something
also
like
don't know
that.
anything about it, so.
That's fair. You know what? I honestly am going to use our Fantasy Critic League thing here because we have a lot of games that don't have dates, and we can look at some. Onimusha, Way of the Sword. Maybe we could hear something from that.
That would be good. Oh, the fucking they have a release date for Beast of Reincarnation. Is there anything else they really need to show about
August
that?
4th.
I could see a quick trailer, like just like a.
That'd be cool. Yeah, I mean, like there's some things we might not know. I mean, the last gameplay trailer that we got showed off kind of like the real-time action combat with the Final Fantasy VII Remake and Rebirth integration, where like you click a button and it slows down time for you to use a move.
Mhm.
There could be like we didn't know about that until we saw that there. Like there could be something else that we don't know about. It would be 2 months away from release, pretty much almost exactly, because I think the showcase might be on like I think the Xbox showcase might be June 6th, and the release date is August 4th, so we can see Beast of Reincarnation for sure. But yeah, Onimusha I think would be a good thing to hear from Summer Games Fest, because that is, I think, the last game Capcom has coming out this year. I say I think because they've already released 3, and it's fucking May. So
Yeah.
shout out Capcom for Resident Evil Requiem, Monster Hunter Stories 3, and Pragmata. Shout out. But yeah, Onimusha I think we can see. Tomb Raider Legacy of Atlantis is the remake. Just looking at everything else that's listed here that we have on our page. Halo Campaign Evolved I already talked about. Hollow Knight Silksong, the Sea of Sorrow DLC. I don't think we really. I think chances are low we hear anything from that. That might even be a shadow drop. The new Kena game, Stars of Cosmora, that got announced at the PlayStation State of Play back in February. I don't know if we'd see it again here already, but it is slated for 2026, so that would be nice to hear from at the PlayStation State of Play. That is, I believe, a PlayStation exclusive again. I think we got confirmation that it's going to be. So maybe we'll see that. What about the Castlevania game? Belmont's Curse. That's slated for 2026. Maybe we see something else with that at Summer Games Fest.
Yeah.
Could. Like I said, I'm quite literally just going through. Oh, you know what I feel like is a slam dunk for Summer Games Fest?
What?
Control Resonant.
Oh, absolutely. Yep.
Whether we just get another trailer, I hope we get a date. But I think that's a slam dunk. Yeah, it's still slated, so 100% I'm hoping for it. If
it does show up there, it's coming out this year, I think. I don't think you show it there and then go, actually, no.
2027. Yeah, I agree wholeheartedly. If we get something, we get the date for this year. I'm just looking through the list. Like I said, we have Fire Emblem Fortune's Weave, but that's Nintendo. Same with Duskbloods. We probably won't see anything from Stranger Than Heaven. We just got the showcase, but that's probably 2027. P4 Revival. We already talked about. Clockwork Revolution. Oh, you know what could be interesting? The 2 other games that we have on our list here that we didn't talk about. We have unannounced Fallout 3 re-something. Do you think if we see something from Bethesda during the Xbox Games Showcase, maybe it's a Fallout 3 remake? I know we just got confirmation that like they don't have the source codes for New Vegas, but what do you think is the likelihood of anything Fallout related?
Well, so New Vegas would be different because Obsidian did that.
Right, so it wasn't
the
same company, but
I think it's pretty unlikely.
Okay.
I think if they do something with that, they're going to shadow drop it like they did Oblivion.
Okay. Oh, that makes sense. Well, do you think it's a shadow drop?
Could be. Oh, during the thing. That'd be interesting. Would you? Yeah, I'd count that.
Yeah.
That'd be interesting. Yeah.
That'd be kind of cool.
I mean, it's so. I've been working this entire time on seeing the exact number of people with over 1 million gamer score. I found it. As of right now, it is 3,413.
Honestly, more than I thought. Yeah. More than I would have thought that had it in the last 2 years. So I'll give it to them.
400 people get it a year.
That's insane. That's insane. Honestly. Fucking crazy. But that'd be pretty cool. A shadow drop from Bethesda again. I mean, we know Todd Howard likes it. We know he mentioned it recently on an interview that he really liked the whole shadow dropping Oblivion kind of thing. So if they do something for Fallout, because I think it's so weird that they have not done anything Fallout related, like massive, since the show. I mean, again, I know development time is.
I mean, season 2 was January, so.
Yeah, but when was season 1? That was that 2023? Yeah, that was sometime in 2024. So that's what I said. Like I know development time takes a while, but like you didn't have anything lined up to hopefully release with anything like this. Like I found it weird, but they already they're talking about season 3. So if it's not Fallout 5, like at least do something. I don't know. It's crazy. But
it's not going to be Fallout 5. They're
not announcing Fallout. No, definitely not now. So they're far out from that, which is unfortunate. But
I actually, here's a question. Scrolls more, so I'm not too hurt about that, but I do like Fallout. So
what do you think we get for? Do you think we get Fallout 5 or Elder Scrolls 6 first?
Oh, Elder Scrolls 6.
Okay.
I mean, they're working on that one. They do one game at a time. Like,
do we know that they're not working on Fallout 5 for sure?
They probably have like a storyboard kind of thing, like early stuff like that. But I wouldn't count on that for another decade. Fair. Like,
that's fair. It's only because it's so weird to not have anything for this now
wildly successful show. They might try and speed it up because of the Elder Scrolls 6 stuff. They don't want Fallout 4 going to be like as far away as Skyrim was, but
right. So here's hoping. I know, but that's just such a weird bag. But the other game that we have listed here that I don't think is listed for 2026, but totally could be another Tides of Annihilation. It could totally be something where we get another trailer for this game and like maybe showing off for 20. Like I think we all think it's 2027, but I wonder what they're doing because I don't remember who's making the game. Let me look that up real quick. My computer is freezing a lot. Am I dipping out for you?
Yes.
Interesting. Okay,
but
I'll
you
check.
Always are. So.
Oh, that's really interesting then. Okay.
Yeah.
It's definitely freezing more than it usually does, but I don't think it's the VOD thing. So I'll double check just so you guys don't have to hear me cutting in and out. But Tides of Annihilation looks so fucking cool in my opinion. Have you seen the gameplay and stuff from this game?
Not really, no.
Okay, it's Eclipse Glow Games. I've never heard of them. I don't know if this is their first game or not. It's a Chinese company, but this game looks so fucking cool. The boss fights look sick. I believe this is the game with Jennifer English already confirmed. Yeah, that's exactly what we've been joking about. I think there have been other characters teased. Like I think, granted, I don't know if this has just been a joke because of Jennifer English's friendship with Ben Starr, but I think there's been rumors that Ben Starr is in it too. And I mean, like, not for nothing, this is totally a game that he would be in for.
Yeah.
So I think this would be really fucking cool to hear any kind of update from. If not a release date, maybe like definitely not a release date because I don't think it's this year. So maybe a release year for 2027 or just any kind of update saying, hey, we're still working on it. That'd be pretty cool. But I think that's mostly it. Like, are any other game? Because I don't like in terms of Square Enix, we could totally see like maybe in a release thing for the Final Fantasy VII Part 3. I don't think Kingdom Hearts 4 is very likely here. Maybe Dragon Quest 12. I'm trying, like, even just racking my brain at this point of what else we would like to see rather than more what's likely.
Oh, actually, we could see The Expanse.
Oh, more of that game. Yeah, okay. Yeah.
They did just show off some more stuff with that.
Yes, they did. They did a whole preview thing, right?
And they had a beta in April, so I'm not sure.
Okay, that's fair. Yeah, that might be a good call.
The Sword Art Online Echoes of Aincrad game, I don't know if we'd see that from Xbox, but that is a Bandai thing, so it could show up somewhere in the showcase in the Summer Games Fest.
Okay. Yeah, totally.
Very
interesting.
Beyond that, I don't know. Maybe the Gothic 1 remake.
Yeah. I mean, it'll be... Well, the whole thing... The Gothic 1 remake is coming out June 5th, so it's coming out during... the showcase, so it could be a trailer and saying available now. Like we could totally see an ad. for it.
Yeah, I forgot that was coming out.
Like a launch trailer. Yeah, we could see a launch trailer for it.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, if you got more, we'll talk about them. But totally, whatever you guys want to hear about during Summer Games, Summer Games Fest, let us know. What are you looking forward to that's coming out? What do you hope to hear updates from? Let us hear, because we're curious. We always like talking new games, and like I said, hopefully we'll do an episode talking about our Fantasy Critic League, because I have a lot of things to say about so many games on our friends lists and my unfortunate list.
We could at least do like a little 20-minute, half-hour thing for that.
Thing for it, 100%.
Yeah.
But yeah, okay, Randy, are you ready to jump into the last thing we have today?
I am ready.
Okay. I think we're gonna get it under 2 hours, which is good because it turns out now with two 4K cameras, Randy, the file size is much bigger.
Yep.
And I was running into some problems, so hopefully we will not be running into those problems if we keep it under 2 hours. I'll tee it up because I don't know if maybe we can make extra content out of this. Maybe this will be our first TikTok. We don't have the TikTok page yet, but I will definitely start to advertise all of our different platforms and stuff on the videos. So we're on YouTube, Spotify, and Apple Music already. If you guys like the podcast, do us a favor, give us a review over on Spotify and Apple Podcasts. It definitely helps the channel out. Like I said, on YouTube, subscribe to the channel, like, comment on the video, anything. You can comment your favorite fruit. I don't fucking care. It'll be great in the plethora of comments that we're not getting anyway.
We gotta start adding tags. I feel like that would help a lot.
You know what's interesting? I did add tags to the videos, and I found out it even says it on the page. Tags don't really help with outreach. They help just find your channel if your channel is commonly misspelled.
Interesting.
I'm new to YouTube, guys. I don't watch YouTube videos
just
too
like
often,
TikTok
so
and stuff.
Could be. So I've got to learn a lot more about algorithms and outreach and everything. So like I said, while I'm learning it and don't know much about it, you can help us. But yeah, so check that stuff out. But like I said, I feel like this could be good for extra content, and I have some other ideas for some fun game show stuff, style trivia that we can do for some extra content. So I'll tee us up. Randy, we're going to be doing our first draft today. We're going to be drafting top 5 Xbox exclusives. Yep. Now, what's the verdict, Randy? Are we going to be drafting games we're going to be drafting games that are Xbox PC just because so many are? We can't. I think the only other rule that because we were kind of discussing this before we started recording, the only other rule I feel like collections aren't allowed. I don't think we shouldn't allow the Master Chief collection.
Yeah, no.
Like that's that.
Or
Okay.
like the rare replay. No.
Right. Yeah. So individual games. I think the only rule I would say is if it's on PS5, maybe not.
Yeah,
I'll be real with you.
I don't have off the top of my list. I don't think anything that I have is currently on there. But if you have something that was recently put on PS5, I wouldn't be right.
If one of us has Indiana Jones, I think I'd be okay with it. I don't think either of us are going to be pulling Starfield for this list. Okay, so we don't even need to.
I think Starfield. I will say, just because I want to cause controversy, I think it's better than it gets credit for, but it's not amazing.
I played it, and I think there's some really cool ideas in there. I think at the end of the day, I'm just not a Bethesda guy, but I'm trying.
Yep.
So
okay. So with a draft, we have to kind of pick our best ones first. So all right.
So here's the thing, Randy. We're gonna snake draft it, okay? Which means let's say I go first. I pick the first one. Then you'll go. You'll pick your first, and then you'll pick your second. Then I'll pick the third.
Oh, okay. All right.
Or then I'll pick my second and third.
Yeah,
so we'll kind of we'll do it like that. So Randy, with that being said, would you prefer the first pick?
I don't care.
Okay, we're gonna play rock paper scissors. Rock paper scissors.
I'm going to flip a coin.
No, this is way funnier.
Okay.
Okay, rock paper scissors says shoot. I don't know how this could it's not a 2 out of 3 either. Ready?
Oh, okay.
Rock paper scissors says shoot.
Damn it.
Okay, cool. I honestly couldn't tell what you had. All right, so I'll go first then. Everyone, we're drafting our top 5 Xbox exclusives, and with my first pick, I'm gonna play with something that I would prefer the most. I feel like I could go maybe a more fan favorite, but I feel like it's a flip of the coin at this point, which people like more. But I'm gonna go with Halo Reach.
That was fine. Fuck you.
Yeah, that's totally fair. Halo Reach is definitely my top one. It's the one that I spent the most time with. I came late to the Xbox party with the 360 and everything, but by the time I did, Halo 3 wasn't petering out. That's so not the way I would put it, but Halo Reach was just about to come out. So that was totally the Halo that I got in the multiplayer space for more. I really like the fact that you could get credits and everything with not just playing multiplayer. You could do it with campaign. You could do it with firefight. So there was more than just being forced to play the multiplayer when I wasn't that good at it. But the weekly challenges and everything that the daily and weekly challenges that they implemented to get the bonus XP, had me playing certain campaign missions with skulls on, had me playing firefight in different playlists, had me doing the multiplayer matches with my friends and doing things. I think this was I think this was the best Halo. I love the campaign, but I totally understand if people didn't think it was the best campaign. It didn't have Master Chief, but I think what they did with multiplayer and the integration of all the different modes was perfect. And I have a lot of nostalgia for it, so that's also playing to it. So yeah, with my first pick, Halo Reach.
Yeah, I was gonna pick Halo Reach. It's my favorite as well. I got Halo 3, I think, earlier than you did, but
Yes,
I'm gonna pick
definitely.
Halo 3 for mine.
Okay.
I mean, what else? What do I really need to say for it? Like, it's
Yeah.
fucking Halo 3. Like, it had everything. The start. I think that was the start of Forge, and while I think Halo Reach did Forge better, it was amazing still in Halo 3. The multiplayer was, I think, did some things better than Halo Reach. I think some of the maps in Halo 3 were definitely better. Was it Sand Pit or Sand Trap? Some of like the big team battle maps when they had the elephant that you could drive around. That was amazing. Halo Reach had a lot of like the Forge maps, which that was probably my biggest like multiplayer dislike about Halo Reach was a lot of maps that got put in just used the Forge tools.
Yeah.
Where I think Halo 3 had probably some better maps. And I mean, the campaign is amazing in both, so it's really, I could go either way, but I would pick Reach. But yeah, since you're taking that, I mean, it's Halo 3. I got to take that. I think, so I don't just keep picking Halos. I'm just going to do one per franchise.
That's fair. We can start that way. We might have to switch tactics.
I think I could get to 5.
Okay.
I think I'll take, for number 2, Fable 2.
You son of a bitch. We had to give it to each other for sure.
Like,
but
I was honestly close to picking 3. 3 has a lot of things I like, but it has a lot of drawbacks as well. So I feel like 2 is a nice spot to pick. I think it probably is the better game. I think Fable 3 did a couple of better things with like the character doesn't end up looking like disgusting by the end, and like I didn't, but like I don't know, the spell stuff in Fable 2 was a lot cooler, and stories were about on par, I would say. I think the big thing for me is the map stuff with like not having to load into that other area. Because I just finished it. I know I played Fable 2 a lot back in the day, but you owned it. I didn't. So it was we didn't finish it together. So I just finished it recently. And the story was really cool. I liked that, like, what was that, like, archaeology, like, lady, like, side quest chain?
Yeah.
I loved that stuff. The one side quest where you dig up the mayor from the first game and like she's like a zombie and like I loved that. That was amazing. that was so good. Yeah, the game was just, especially for the time, that was amazing. And that never actually even came out on PC. So
yeah, that really is a true exclusive.
That's a true exclusive, and yeah, it's peak. Like
it is. Before I had my Xbox 360, my cousin was showing me so many games. So that's where I played Halo 3 for the first time with him. And I did this and I did that. And every time I went over to his place for a family gathering, whatever we were doing, I would always make an account on his 360 and then start Fable 2. And then he'd be like, I'm not keeping this on here. So he would erase it. And then I'd come back next time and be like, hey, can I play Fable 2? And he's like, yeah, I deleted your stuff. And I'm like, that's fine. I'll get to the blacksmith. I'll get to Bowerstone and just keep making swords, make some money so you can delete it again. Yeah. But I just had so much goddamn fun. So Fable 2 is absolutely the one I would pick. With my second pick, I'm going to have to pivot then just a little bit. Not much, but I'm going to go with Fable The Lost Chapters. Okay. That's like the Fable anniversary thing for Fable 1. If you guys are wondering what I'm doing on my phone, I'm making a list because when you watch the video, I will put it in post-production. I will put the lists below us so that you can easily keep track of it. So please let me know which one has the better draft, which games you'd go with. But I'm going to go with Fable 1 for sure. This is a game that I didn't play until the 360 Anniversary Edition, so I started with Fable 2 and then went to Fable 3 and really liked it. But when I went back to Fable 1, granted, this was still over 10 years ago. I think I played it in 2015, maybe 2016. So it was still pretty old at that point. I was playing the 360 version, but it's definitely aged a little bit worse since. But when I played it, it was still fucking phenomenal. It's been a long time, but I definitely liked it. I liked it more than Fable 3, and I still love Fable 3. I don't really have too much to say because I don't remember it that much.
I played Fable 1, or well, the anniversary, like Lost Chapters this past year.
Yeah.
Actually, no, like this year, in
Yeah,
January.
you played it like, yeah.
And I was not as high on it as you were.
Mm.
I don't know if it has to do with maybe it aged poorly, even worse in the next 10 years.
Mm.
But like wow, I don't know, combat just felt very limited. It just felt stiff and like it didn't feel very good to play, especially that one like stealth thing where you have to sneak up to the gate with and they have like the patrols out.
Mm-hmm.
Oh my god, that was awful. I genuinely thought the game was bugged or something. It was so bad.
It's interesting because like I don't like the problems that you were expressing because I remember you were texting me with like all this stuff and I didn't remember having these problems, so it may have just been stuff that like I didn't experience that you did.
It may have been that you didn't experience it. It may also be that like at the time it wasn't that uncommon, so you weren't used to seeing things like that.
Totally
And
could
now
be
it's
too.
like after playing like RPGs the next 10 years, it's like this stands out because it's like, wow, holy shit,
Yeah,
this is the game. Like
totally fair.
yeah, the story was, I mean, in all the games, it's not really anything like mind-boggling. It's not bad. It's just I don't know, it just kind of felt the lamest of the three.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
No, I just don't. I never had any nostalgia for it. It didn't feel great to play, even the anniversary edition now. As somebody who's never played the game before, so I just wasn't that high on it.
Totally
I didn't
fair.
think it was bad, but like, I could very
Definitely had room for improvement. Yeah, totally fair. So I'm still going with Fable because I fucking loved it. And with my third pick, I'm gonna go. I think I'm leaving you the window here because I think this is the next franchise that we're both gonna go to. I'm gonna pick Gears of War 3.
Okay.
I feel like I feel like I'm leaving you the easy option here, but Gears of War 3 I think felt the best of the three of them. I think it had some of the most emotional moments. Of course, we're not hitting spoilers here, but I think there were some crazy moments in this game. And all three of them kind of feel similar. Like I said, I think this one feels the smoothest when it comes to the actual gameplay, the gunplay, and everything when it comes to that. But it's finishing off a trilogy story that was really well done. And again, I should have said this at the beginning of the draft, but I bet before this draft started, I bet you could probably pick a year that you're not going to see any games past and be pretty damn accurate about it. I wonder what, like Randy, in your head right now, pick a year that you're not going to see any games on this draft past.
I know one of my earliest one, so I can go look at it.
You mean your latest one? Yeah, okay. I was going to say, I don't think that. I was going to say we're probably not going to see any games past that year. But Xbox, get on it.
Yep.
Fix it. But okay, yeah. So Gears of War 3, that's my third pick.
Okay, my number 3 would have to be Gears of War 2. You left that for me. I was gonna pick 3 as well. But Gears of War 2 is also really good. I played the thing is, I played through the game. I played less Gears of War 2 multiplayer than I did 3, so that's what was going to push me over the top. For 3, but Gears of War 2's campaign was amazing. There's not many games that I haven't like really replayed in the past 10-15 years where I can still remember individual missions from, and Gears of War 2 is one of them. That one mission where you're going inside like the rift worm, it's always like anytime I think Gears of War, I always think that like that was
absolutely
insane. I mean, it's just the same stuff that you said. It does. Yeah, I agree that Gears of War 3 felt a little better, but you took that one, so
that's fair. And I don't think it's that big of a difference.
It's
either.
not.
Like,
it's really not. No, yeah,
they feel very similar. It's at that point, it really is pick the missions that you like more, and it's hard to not go Gears 2. That one.
Yeah. I do think it probably did have a little bit better of a campaign, but I played more of 3 because it kept me playing because of the multiplayer.
Yeah, that makes sense. That makes a lot of sense. All right, you got another one.
Yeah, my number 4. I'm a little torn on this one. Because there's like 3 more. I'll put in one honorable mention after, and that's how I'll this out for myself. So for number 3, then I'm gonna go Forza Horizon 3.
Okay.
That's
your fourth pick. Yeah.
or number 4. Yeah, number 4. We're gonna go Forza Horizon 3. Just to get all the Xbox IPs out of the way that everybody knows and talks about.
Yeah.
It's. I mean, it was just like up until 6. We'll see until I play more, but it's just the best Forza Horizon game. Australia was an amazing setting for it. The map was incredibly diverse. It had some of the best driving. It didn't have the Forza 1 problem of you couldn't go off the track. It was just what you want. It was like it set the standard. I think Forza Horizon 2 actually kind of set the standard, and then Forza Horizon 3 perfected it. I think that's probably the way to put that. And then, yeah, just from there, it kind of got a little worse up until we'll see how 6 goes. But yeah, no, it's just the perfect, like you want like a not a full Mario Kart, but not a racing sim, somewhere in between.
Yeah.
Forza Horizon 3 nailed it. So much fun. Like,
hell yeah.
Perfect. Yeah.
Hell yeah. So yeah, you kind of said it yourself there. You're like, nah, we each have a Fable, we each have a Halo, and we each have a Gears. So I'm gonna break the trend because I'm not gonna pick a Forza Horizon game at all because that's not
Forza Motorsport.
Damn, you knew what I was gonna pick.
Yeah,
no, I'm not picking a Forza game. I'm gonna go. So I've got my 4th and 5th picks here, so I'll be ending this one out. So I'm gonna get the 2 games that I wanted here. Again, I'm kind of just playing a little bit of diversity here. I'm going to go with Lost Odyssey. This isn't a game that I've played.
I kind of figured you would pick that.
Yeah, this isn't a game I've played yet. I have a lot of interest in it. So this is absolutely a game. If you've played it and you're in the comments and you're hearing this, let me know what this game is like, why you love it. Because I didn't hear many people talk about it when it came out. I wasn't in the space for it, of course, though. I think this was 2008 JRPG exclusive to the Xbox 360, so very strange, but I do have it, so I will be jumping into it at some point, hopefully this year. I heard a lot of people kind of bring up this conversation when Clair Obscur came out, when everyone was like, oh my god, what other turn-based games can we play? And people were like, hey, how about Lost Odyssey? So I don't know why people were bringing it up. I don't know if it has, like, the action command functionality that this game, that Clair Obscur kind of had, but people were talking about it in that sense, so I'm pretty excited to jump into it.
Yeah, I've heard like amazing things over the years. I kind of want to try it at one point, but it's not like high on my list of like this is next like kind of things. But yeah, maybe after you give it the same praise that I've been hearing.
100%.
Yeah.
So with my last pick, it's obvious. I've got to do it. I'm picking 1 versus 100, dude.
Oh hell yeah!
I know it's a weird pick because it wasn't one that ran for very long, but
and it was a TV show.
Well, yeah. But dude, like when we talk Xbox and what we love the most about the 360 era and stuff, you can't not pick it. This game did so much right with how interesting Xbox did their avatar system. It was so cool to have a space that you could play as your avatar, join groups with your friends, get on at the same time, be like, "Hey guys, after dinner, 7:30, we're hopping on. We're going to do 1 versus 100. We're going to try and win Microsoft points. We're going to try and win this game. We're going to try and win this." It's so cool. I don't know in what fashion they could bring this back, but I'll be honest, even if we weren't playing for Microsoft points or games or even like major rewards,
it was just a fun like game. Like,
yeah,
like when we would have like sleepovers as kids and play it, and we were in the last games of it, and
and like we didn't even know we were in the last game, because we played it, went to sleep, and then I was trying to find it the next day, and I was like, oh, I guess it's not on tonight. And then I checked next weekend or whenever it was supposed to be on, because I don't remember it too much now, and I was like, oh, it's not here.
Because I remember it a little differently. Because I remember the next day we tried to open it again, and it wasn't. I don't remember it being like at certain times.
I thought it was at certain times. I thought because it was live games, they had to be at certain times.
I thought it was just like you could. I thought it was like an automated like kind of thing. It would ask random questions and stuff, and like.
Oh no, it wasn't like that at all. That's why we couldn't get onto it at all, because I think it was specific times. I'll look into it, but either way,
I stayed at your house that long, and we tried it again the next day.
Well, we may have, honestly. But I think one of the things that I want to bring up just in the Xbox space here, I think it's not a major thing, but if we bring up how important Xbox avatars can be again, because I think if you can just do something that fun and unique, I think it'll give you the space to then bring the importance of those kinds of games back. I don't even think Avatar. Like, I'm not the guy who wants to create my character nine times out of 10. It's
But
not
an
that
avatar
important
is
to me.
one of those you make it once, you don't have to keep doing it. Like you just have
Exactly,
it. I
and I
still,
think
I think I can still see. I think you still see your Xbox avatar, right?
yeah, you can.
Yeah.
But I'll put it this way: like my friend Amber, I was hanging out with one time, and I brought my Xbox to their place, and they were like, "Hey, do you care if I remake your Xbox avatar?" And I'm like, "If you fucking find a way, I don't care." And they were just like, "What do you mean find a way? It's right here." And I'm like, "Didn't even know you could do that.
Yeah.
I
I think
didn't know
mine's
you
still
could make
dressed
it."
as Corvo Atano.
Yep, hell yeah. So if you bring back the importance of the Xbox avatar, I think it'll just breathe life into the creativity of what you
Yeah.
can do to make the Xbox space fun and interesting again. I think
Yep,
that'll
I
be. I
agree.
think that's a small thing that you can do that Asha Sharma has already been doing for the Xbox achievements, for the Xbox dynamic backgrounds, for the boot up. This is something small that you can do to then see what the response is and just do different things.
Yeah, it
But
wouldn't cost that much. It's worth
yeah,
something, like trying.
and
Yeah. But I
one
still have
versus
to pick
100.
my fifth, right? So
Yeah,
I'm gonna pick
curious
Sunset
where you go.
Overdrive.
That makes sense.
Yeah, Sunset Overdrive is probably like the last like really good exclusive they put out. I think I can't really think of anything since then. Uh,
Yeah,
and like that was a short game. It wasn't like amazing story, but like damn was the gameplay fun.
very fair.
It was a very like goofy and like I don't know. It was like what like zombies were like addicted to like an energy drink and like turned to yeah like it was like they turned into like biomutants kind of and yeah no you're like grinding along like the tops of buildings by your shoes and like shooting stuff. It was a great time. It was really good. It's what it that was perfect like for what it was trying to do. Uh, so yeah, I mean I think five is a good spot for that. I do want to add a couple of honorable mentions. I think just really quick, just two
Yeah,
of them.
sure, sure.
The Blue Dragon game, amazing JRPG out of Xbox,
Yeah, that's also
especially
fair.
for the time. I don't
Yeah,
think it was like a revolutionary, but like for a company that didn't really have JRPGs to then turn around and make like a relatively unknown IP into like a fucking solid one
yeah.
is pretty surprising.
Shocking.
And then yeah. And then I think I'm gonna put Full Auto. Nobody really liked this game.
I
I
don't even
did.
know it. I don't even
Yeah,
know it.
nobody. Yep, I know one of our friends from high school has played this game. I have met nobody else ever who has played this game. It's a racing game.
Shocker.
You throw machine guns and rockets on top of your car. You shoot shit while you're driving. It's
That
not
sounds like
like
fun,
a
arcadey.
yeah. It's
Yeah,
not. It wasn't like a Twisted Metal where it was like a demolition derby. It was an actual race. It was just somebody's in front of you. Now they're gone. Like
that's pretty cool. Hey, good fun. I think
yeah.
the only honorable mention that I would have is again talking about how much I like platformers and everything. Funny that we were kind of bringing that up. Super Lucky's Tale. It was on Game Pass. I probably played it a couple years ago because I was like, man, I miss platformers. Let me give this a shot, and I had a good time with it. Think I don't think I've spoken about it since I played it, so it wasn't revolutionary in any sense, but it was a platformer that was fun. So yeah, I'll list them off really quick just for our sakes. But my list for top five Xbox exclusives for the draft came out to be Halo Reach, Fable, Gears of War 3, Lost Odyssey, and One versus 100. Randy's Halo 3, Fable 2, Gears of War 2, Forza Horizon 3, and Sunset Overdrive. Let us know in the comments. You'll see them below here in the post production. But again, let us know in the comments which list do you like better and what you would have drafted. I think that was pretty cool. I think we should do more of these.
Yeah.
All right. Some of the other topics that like I think we could be like really talking about, like I think we're gonna see the release date for Halo Combat or Halo Campaign Evolve. And I was talking to Nick, and I think this would be a cool episode to have Nick pop in for. We should do a tier list for every Halo mission ranked.
Like through Halo Infinite.
No, fuck that. I'm not touching Halo Infinite. I'm not touching Halo 5. Fuck them. They don't exist. Halo 1, 2, 3, 4, ODST, and Reach. I think that'd be a lot
Can
of
we
fun.
throw out four? Can we just do Bungie Halos?
Honestly, I'd be completely fine with that.
Okay.
I'm less. I hate Halo 4 less than the rest, but I'm fine with it.
Yeah, I don't remember Halo 4 missions, so that would be difficult for me.
Okay, I'm fine with that. Let's tier list the Bungie Halo missions at some point in the near future. I think that could be really
Sounds
fun.
good.
Fuck yeah. Randy, we never have an ending.
We still don't.